build leaders in your business. But the best way I know how to coach people on how to build leaders is by helping people understand what a leader is and becoming one yourself. And so I've done this training several times with my team, and I usually begin by giving the top qualities that I believe all of the leaders in my team possess. The first one, without a shadow of a doubt, is leading with positivity at all times. Because it's really easy to be positive when things are going well, when you're in momentum, when sales are fast. But what about those times when things aren't going so well? What about when sales are slow? What about when somebody leaves to go to another company? What about when something goes on back order or there's out of stocks? The worst thing you can do is moan bond with your team over it. It's the very worst thing that you can do. They're going to be feeding on your energy and you're going to be setting the tone for your team. So in these times, it's vitally important that you set a positive tone and you're always looking at the solution, not the problem, because your whole team are going to follow suit. And can you imagine having a whole team being negative about a situation compared to a different team who's being positive about the same situation? So there is a saying in network marketing: when you're up, go down, and when you're down, go up. Okay, next, mastery of emotional state. This is a super important characteristic of a leader. I said earlier that in this journey, you are going to have challenges and you are going to have down moments. I would be lying if I said I didn't have moments where I feel really down about something that happens in my business, or I have moments. I'd be lying. The trick is to feel it, but not stay there. You can end up wasting so much time focusing on problems. Mastery of emotional state is a big one. Learning to respond to situations rather than reacting, and learning to see the setbacks as feedback so that you can learn and grow from them. The next characteristic of a leader is that they always put their team first. They genuinely and authentically care about their girls' promotions, more than they do their own in most cases. And this is reflected in everything they do, even in their language. So my pet peeve in this business is the word I. Eradicate it from your dictionary, because you can't hit your promotions on your own, especially not as you come up into elite and exclusive level. You need a team behind you. So when I see it getting to the end of the month and a lady in my team is going, she's trying to whip her team up into a frenzy and she's going, come on girls, I'm so close to green, what have you got to put through? I just want to shake her, because that promotion, if it happens, is going to be a team achievement. So it's all about we. I would also say about putting your team first, get to know them. Get to know your girls, build relationships with them, especially the ones who really want this and are really working their business. Get to know their husbands' names, get to know how many kids they have, what they do for a living, where they want this to take them, what their why is, where they want to be in 6 months to a year. Get to know them and then help them achieve that goal and run alongside them. As leaders, we don't say, go do this, go do that. It is very much a case of, come on, let's do this. We're going to do this. We're leaders, we're not bosses. Okay, if network marketing teaches you one thing, it's patience. I've had to learn patience throughout this business. And when I say patience, I don't just mean with your team. I mean with everybody, because we're all growing and it takes time to grow people into leaders. Bless you. It takes time for people to grow. So when you bring ladies into this business and they're not moving as fast as you'd like them to, you're the one that needs to move faster. If you want to grow faster, get recruiting, bring people in who are already made, but have patience with your existing team. Give them that wiggle room without judgment to grow. Not just your teamies, your sidelines as well. And not just your sidelines, be your upline as well. Because sometimes people come into this and they make the mistake of thinking that just because their sponsor joined before them, that they know so much more and they have it all together, when really your sponsor is learning as well. And it may even be that you're ahead of your sponsor in mindset and in your skills. And the last person you have to have patience with is yourself. Because like I said, this is a 3 to 5 year plan, and you need to grow yourself into the person that you need to be to become green status, orange status, and so on. So patience is a really, really big one. Okay, my next one. Leaders don't chase. You have to understand when you bring ladies into this business that they have all the same training and all the same tools as you do. The opportunity is exactly the same, and it really is an opportunity, not an entitlement. You know, you need to work. You need to work to get it to work. So, no leadership guilt. Don't chase people who aren't working. Learn to differentiate between the people who just say they want it to work and the people who are actually doing the things they need to do to make it work. I call it watching their feet, not their mouths. You can't carry people in this business. At most, you'd only be able to carry one person at a time, and even then your arms would get tired. People have to figure this out on their own. So if somebody isn't working, don't spend your precious time chasing them. Learn to work with the people who deserve you, not with the people who need you, who need it. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. No drama. No drama. Avoid it like the plague. Never, ever, ever. I said earlier that sometimes I see people waste hours and hours and hours just focusing on petty squabbles and arguments and people reporting other people and whatnot. There's no time for it, none at all. And like I said, where your attention goes, energy flows. So make sure that you create that culture in your team and that your ladies know that you won't entertain it. Okay, number 7, leaders inspire. All the time, I get ladies coming to me and they say, how do you motivate your team? Why do you have such a motivated team? And my answer is, you can't motivate people. You literally can't. People have to motivate themselves. It has to come from within. But why do people get motivated? Usually because they feel inspired. And there are things that you can do to inspire people. So it's tricky because everybody's different and everybody has different whys. Some people are inspired by money, some people are inspired by incentive trips, people are inspired by all different things, but there are ways that you can get the fire in the belly of your teams. Now, some of the things I do is I constantly share success stories, and I bump these on a regular basis in my team group, and they're from all different kinds of people, not just, your typical black status. I have Amber Voigt's success story, I have Kelsey Stacey's, Whitney Husband's, Kai Lauren, I've got my own that I've recorded, but not just blacks either. I have stories in my team group that I bump on a regular basis from people who are green, orange, purple, who have all taken something out of this. And I make sure that new ladies are very, very well aware of what this business can do for them. Now, positivity and enthusiasm is also a great way to inspire. They say your vibe attracts your tribe. It's so, so true. Nothing is more attractive than passion. And if you talk about your business and your vision and where you're all headed with passion and belief, you will infect your team with that. It's a very, very good way to get them motivated. So I guess be inspired yourself. And the other thing, celebrate successes. All the time, even for the little things. This month is great because we've got the bonuses and we've got the trunks. So there's lots of things to shout out. Every time someone promotes. And don't forget, as you move up the comp plan, don't forget how amazing it feels to get that first sale or to get that first recruit on board. So shout out the little things. And if you don't have a team yet, Shout out your upline, shout out your sidelines, show people that people are succeeding in this every single day. And the other way is to get your own personal success. That will inspire your team because you're literally showing them that it's possible. So that leads me on to number 8, lead by example. Get your own results first. Show your team what is possible. Give them that belief. We call it showing the way and going the way. Number 9, vulnerability. I've been very candid today about my own negative self-talk and my limiting beliefs, and that my journey has been up and down. Sharing that vulnerability with you doesn't make me weak. Hiding it makes me unrelatable. Because sometimes, as you do move up, people will put you on a pedestal and they think it's all right for her, she doesn't have to contend with any of this. So I like to share with my team all of my challenges. I actually look forward to making a mistake now. I can go in my team group and say, look what Lianne did. And it shows people that you can make mistakes and still hit the top of the company, and your leaders aren't perfect. I think showing your vulnerability is a really, really big strength as a leader. It took me 7 months to do a video. Did you know that? 7 months.
Now you rock at them. God.
Okay, so I've spoken about self-development already. I've put it in here as well because it is absolutely a key trait of a top leader. Leaders have a thirst for knowledge. Leaders are readers, earners are learners, and they're constantly giving themselves value. They're doing the professional development to develop their skills, learning how to recruit, how to talk to people, learning the scripts, learning how to sell. But they're also working on their inner game with the personal development. That's your mindset stuff. Leaders create vision for their teams. So they have a very, very crystal clear view of where they're going, where their business is taking them, and they believe in it wholeheartedly. And that vision doesn't just include them, but it includes their team as well. And strong leaders have the ability to express this to their team in a way that gets their team fired up as well. So if you haven't done this already, I would sit down and I would create a vision board, and I would create a vision statement, and have a really good long hard think about where you want this business to take you. Have a little visualization experiment for 20 minutes and let your imagination run wild and dream big and include your team in it. And then, if you're feeling brave, I challenge you to share that vision on your timeline in a live, because when you have vision and you have passion for that vision, it makes recruiting a lot easier. Okay, so they are the characteristics that I would say. There's plenty more, but they are the ones that I personally would say are the most important ones. But moving quickly on, I want to talk to you about Paredo's principle. I don't know if any of you have heard of this. It's also known as the 80-20 rule. So basically, this is something you need to learn very, very early on. Paredo's principle is true not just in network marketing, it's true in all business. And it basically states that no matter the size of your organisation, 80% of your volume is going to come from 20% of your team. And I see a lot of back offices, and I can tell you in every single case, it is at least 80-20. So if you're ever feeling frustrated that you've been recruiting and you're the only one working, or maybe you've been doing this for a little while, but you're not seeing leaders rise to the top, again, it's probably because you're in management mode and you haven't found your 20% yet. You haven't found your leaders. A lot of the time when you're not recruiting, you end up being forced to work with the whingers, with the people playing the blame game, rather than going out and finding people who want to take accountability. Now, I will say that, your time needs to be spent with that 20%, because we've only got 24 hours in a day, and we spend 8 of them working, 8 of them sleeping. So, I think it's something like 3 hours eating and cooking. So whatever's left, we need to split that accordingly. So the advice I would give you, train the 80%, coach the 20%. So 80% of your team